Before you embark on this part of the testimony, 7 years in hell, be sure to look up the previous parts to understand fully the powerful and supernatural journey. My hair was covenanted to the enemy. My grandmother covenanted my hair to the devil when I was about 5 years old. Satan uses points of contact in order to connect with those he puts into bondage. At night, this hair would grow all the way down to my back, but during the day it was short, and it would break. I never cut it, but it would never grow during the day. I only had normal hair after my deliverance. Long hair was not allowed at school. I would say every lie possible in order to keep my hair from being cut. I told my mother to tell the school administrators that cutting my hair would only make my sickly situation worse, even after my deliverance. Because of the strong covenant I had with the devil, demons could not allow me to cut it off. The day they cut it off, I fought and vowed to go back into Satanism. When I sobered up and asked for prayers, a lot of demons went out of me, and I remembered the covenant of my hair. The demons assigned over my hair seemed to be the strongest and most stubborn stronghold of the devil in my life. The devil sometimes imitates God, but in a perverted manner. Satan has covenanted my hair to imitate God's covenant with Samson. When Samson's hair was cut off, he lost his power as well. I remember my uncle pleading with me to cut it off as well, because he had discerned that it was covenanted, but I would not allow it. I even promised to leave salvation if anyone tampered with my hair. For a whole year I got a lot of attacks because the devil still had a claim over my life. Many Rastafarians believe that their power is in their dreadlocks like Samson, but that specific Nazirite vow was specifically for Samson, and his parents were given the instructions on what they were to do and what not to do in order for the covenant power to function. By the time I was finishing my O-level, about 16 years old, I had already lost interest in education, and I knew my time to become a full-time Satanist had come. I insisted on going to a school in Kampala owned by a Satanist. There are plenty of schools which are owned by Satan. It is a school most of my friends had gone to. I wanted to use the opportunity to leave home and join a music band owned by one of the devil worshippers who captured my soul. My plan was that while I was at this school, I would arrange to begin making underworld trips with my entire body. Not just my soul would be released from chains if I came physically, and I would be going to the world of hell freely like other Satan. I knew I was on the verge of getting out of my parents' house forever, never to live under Christian influence again. In hell, my soul was in chains and under a glass, because they had to guard it strictly, knowing that since on earth I lived with Christians, they could pray for me and cause my escape from hell and expose Satan's secrets. The devil had also timed this to be a phase, when I would be gaining some form of independence, high school. The plan was to give me a lot of money, so that I could begin my own music career. They were just waiting for my physical body to go to hell, and then I could get married to Lucifer and become an even more powerful sorcerer. And with plenty of cash, I would never need my parents' support. Instead, my parents would be depending on me. When I left Ginger, my parents' home, for my uncle's home in Kampala, it was a struggle because Chameleon had warned me never to visit this uncle because the last time I did, he prayed for me and cast out the demonic snake. My mother really testified in church about that deliverance, and the pastor prayed for me even more. So, when I left Ginger, one of the popular musicians from the music band, which I had always admired and aspired to join and was owned by a Satanist, joined me in a bus to Kampala. He must have known that I was on this particular bus because they were monitoring me from hell. He asked why I was going to Kampala, and I told him I was going to high school. He did not want me to go to my uncle's because hell could sense trouble. He tried to persuade me not to go, but I insisted on going. Then he gave me his number and told me that if I got in trouble I could call him, and he would come to my rescue. The trouble he meant was prayer. The last time Uncle prayed for me, hell's operations were affected a great deal. When even one soul is saved, there is great destruction in the world of hell. The demons which held that soul bound are stripped of their power. Others are crippled for eternity. Their destruction is permanent. When a Christian is praying and saying, I bind you, I strip you of your power, I send fire upon you, etc., all these things are really happening in the realm of the spirit to these demons. Christians really have power to destroy the world of the devil. 1 John 3 verse 8, for this purpose the Son of God was manifested that he might destroy the works of the devil. When we separated, I got on a motorcycle and went to my uncle's home. When I got there, I found my uncle's wife observing 40 days of fasting and prayer. The entire church has an annual period of prayer and fasting, and my uncle and his wife were part of it. Any Christian at that time could drain my power simply by being in physical contact with me, so I would avoid my uncle's wife as much as possible. I could also tell that she genuinely did not like me and did not want me around their home. I went into my younger uncle's bedroom, one who wasn't that strong in salvation, and there, I felt more comfortable. The other trouble was that every night they prayed together as a family and read the Bible before going to bed. Everyone in the family had to join them at the family altar. This meant that I had to join them every night for prayer. Every time they called for prayer, I would run to the toilet and summon stronger demons to help me survive the prayer session without collapsing. I managed to do this for 1 week, but on Thursday of the week that followed, my uncle came straight to me and commanded me to come for prayers. Through the prayer session I was dozing and stayed confused. When we ended the prayer session, I wanted to run to the bedroom, but my uncle told me to remain behind and told me that he wanted to pray for me briefly. I wanted to say no, but the words would not come out. So I remained, and when the rest of the family members went to sleep, he told me to open the Bible and read with him. This was what affected me the most. Anytime a believer opens a Bible with another person, the presence of God is automatically there, though people do not feel it. A Satanist with powers will be devastated because their powers will be taken away instantly. All the powers which I had obtained by painfully rolling down the mountain 40 times per day were gone in a moment. I had paid a painfully high price for those powers. Now they were gone in a moment. Just because I opened a Bible and read a verse with a believer. The verse we read was Psalms chapter 2 verse 1. I blacked out halfway through the first verse. And when I woke up, I found that I had vomited all over the place. Uncle told me that God was beginning to do a great work in my life, and that I would never fall sick again. I got confused and scared, because I knew that my powers were being destroyed, and yet I had worked very hard to get them. After that prayer, I went into my other uncle's bedroom and watched evil movies for the whole night. Many movies are used as a portal to channel evil spirits into the hearts and minds of the viewers. The spells in Walt Disney movies, witchcraft movies, horror movies, thrillers, and most other movies are real spells. Many movies are initiations into Satanism. The Super Bowl halftime show in the United States is a huge satanic ritual initiation, where hundreds of millions of viewers are initiated through a musical ritual incantation. Satan himself is sometimes inside the performer while millions of fans look on. This kind of spiritual wickedness is the area of white magic, which differs from black magic, voodoo, African witchcraft. Primitive and very disgusting diabolical mixtures of various ingredients, etc. And red magic, mostly taught in India. But all of it is evil and forbidden by God's word. White magic is mostly practiced in Western countries by those who control the Western world under Satan. Though it is practiced worldwide, white magic is practiced by initiated high-level Freemasons. My other uncle had left his bedroom for me and went and slept on the couch in the living room. The following day, my uncle instructed his younger brother, my other uncle, to take me to a Christian school. His wife had rejected the idea of my going to the school of my choice. I decided to go to my grandfather's place in a place in Kira. He was a pastor, but he was disabled due to the accident he got when he fell off a building and broke his spinal cord. He was a pastor in Kira Deliverance Church. It was more comfortable for me there, because he had no intention of praying for me. Even though he was born-again Christian and a pastor, I shared a bed with a girl who was under demonic influence. The whole night I was meditating and calling upon demons. By morning I had reinforced them, and I knew even if Uncle prayed for me, I would never fall. In the morning, my host gave me some money, and I went back to my uncle's house that night. He did not pray for me, and I thought it was over. On Sunday I did not go with him to his church. Instead, I went to a church nearby with one of my aunties. I disorganized the preacher with my demons. When Uncle came home from church, he called me to the family room and began to pray for me. I collapsed on the floor in a spiritual battle. Many of my demons were cast out that day, and I vomited human hair and a substance that had a strong smell of fish. Yet the whole time I was in bondage, I never ate fish. The smell must have been due to the fact that often, when going for satanic missions on earth against Christians, we would be transported inside a big fish. If you are loving this video, please hit both that subscribe and like button to help this message to spread far and wide. Check out the rest of the episodes of 7 Years in Hell by checking the playlists here on this YouTube channel. Thank you for supporting the Wake Up channel. God bless you.